You know your German Shepherd better than anyone. You know their favorite toy, the exact pitch of their happy bark, and the wiggle they save just for when you grab the leash. You know the soft rumble in their chest when they're content, and the sharp focus in their eyes when a squirrel dares to cross their path. But what if the most important message they ever try to send is one you don't recognize? What if a simple limp, a sudden mood change, or a quiet refusal to eat is the only warning you get before a serious health crisis? These magnificent dogs are masters of hiding pain, a trait from their ancestors where showing weakness was a death sentence. But they do talk to us. They're talking all the time. The problem is, they don't speak our language. They speak in a language of actions, subtle shifts, and even silence. Today, we're going to decode that secret language. We'll show you the specific, often missed actions your German Shepherd will take when something is seriously wrong, so you never miss their silent cries for help. Missing these signs is every devoted owner's greatest fear. By the end of this, you'll be prepared to be your dog's best and most vigilant advocate. We're going to start with a sign that is tragically easy for loving owners to dismiss as just a normal part of life. The first sign is a change in how they move that's so subtle you might second-guess yourself. It's not always a dramatic, obvious limp. More often, it's a hesitation. It's that slight pause before they jump on the couch or into the car. It's the way they use their front legs to haul their back end up from a lying position, almost like they're doing a little push-up. You might notice they're slower on walks, or that they'd rather lie down during a game of fetch. Many owners just chalk this up to their dog slowing down or getting older, but that's a dangerous assumption. This subtle stiffness, especially after resting, is a classic sign of joint pain, often tied to one of the most common and serious health issues in German Shepherds: hip dysplasia. This is a genetic condition where the hip joint doesn't form right, causing the bones to grind. Over time, this leads to painful arthritis and a major loss of mobility. When you see your shepherd avoiding stairs they used to fly up, or they suddenly seem reluctant to play, they aren't being lazy. They are telling you that moving hurts. Ignoring these early subtle signals lets the condition get worse, potentially leading to a future where your dog is in chronic pain. Taking a quick video of this stiffness can be incredibly helpful for your vet. Now let's get more specific. While general stiffness is a broad clue, there's a very particular movement that should set off alarm bells. It's called the bunny hopping gait. This is when your German Shepherd runs, but instead of their back legs moving one after the other, they move together in a hopping motion. You might see it when they're chasing a ball in the yard. To an untrained eye, it can look quirky or even a little cute. It is anything but. This bunny hopping is a huge indicator that your dog is trying to minimize painful movement in their hips. By pushing off with both back legs at once, they're compensating for the instability and discomfort from conditions like hip and elbow dysplasia. With studies showing that the prevalence of hip dysplasia in German Shepherds can be around 20%, this is a sign you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. If you see your dog bunny hopping, it's a clear communication that there's a structural problem causing pain. It's not a weird habit. It's a bright red flag and a direct plea for help. Early diagnosis and management, like weight control, joint supplements, or physical therapy, can make a world of difference for your dog's long-term comfort. This next sign is chilling to see and is a clear signal of a serious neurological issue. Listen closely when your dog walks on a hard surface like pavement or your kitchen floor. Do you hear the soft padding of their paws? Or do you hear a faint scraping sound? That scraping is the sound of their nails dragging because they aren't lifting their hind feet properly. This sign is often linked to degenerative myelopathy, or DM, a progressive disease of the spinal cord that is alarmingly common in older German Shepherds. DM leads to a gradual loss of coordination and, eventually, paralysis in the hind limbs. Another related sign is knuckling, where your dog's paw flips under and they try to walk on the top of their foot. It might only happen once in a while at first, but it is never normal. While there's no cure for DM, an early diagnosis is critical for managing it. Physical therapy and mobility aids can help maintain your dog's quality of life for as long as possible. If you notice any dragging of the hind paws or knuckling, It's an urgent message from your dog's nervous system that something is profoundly wrong. It requires an immediate conversation with your vet. Pay very close attention to this next one, because it describes a true medical emergency that can be fatal within hours. If your normally calm German Shepherd suddenly becomes extremely restless and just can't get comfortable, you need to act fast. They might be pacing, whining, and repeatedly getting up and lying down in different spots. This behavior, especially when paired with a swollen or hard belly, excessive drooling, and trying to vomit but nothing comes up, are the classic signs of gastric dilatation volvulus, better known as bloat. Because of their deep chests, German Shepherds are at a high risk for this condition. Bloat is when the stomach fills with gas and then twists on itself, cutting off blood flow and causing catastrophic damage. This is not a wait-and-see situation. A dog with bloat is in excruciating pain, and their life is in immediate danger. If you see this combination of frantic restlessness, a swollen belly, and unproductive retching, it's a 5-alarm fire. Don't wait. Don't search for home remedies online. You must rush your dog to the nearest emergency veterinarian immediately. Your fast action is their only chance of survival. We're covering some intense topics because this knowledge is your single greatest tool for protecting your best friend. If you're finding this information valuable and it could help you keep your shepherd safe, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. Becoming part of this community means you're committed to being the most prepared owner you can be, and we're here to help you do just that. One of the most basic signs that something is wrong with any animal is a change in appetite. If your food-crazed German Shepherd, who usually inhales dinner in 30 seconds flat, suddenly loses interest or walks away from a full bowl, it's a major red flag. This isn't just them being picky. A sudden loss of appetite can signal a huge range of problems, from a painful tooth to serious GI issues, kidney disease, or even cancer. Pay attention to the little things. Maybe they walk up to the bowl, sniff the food, and then turn away. Or maybe they try to eat but drop the kibble, which could point to severe mouth pain. And watch for the opposite too. A sudden, dramatic increase in thirst and urination can be a sign of serious conditions like diabetes or kidney disease. Chronic digestive issues like exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, API, where the pancreas doesn't make enough digestive enzymes, are also common in the breed. Any big, lasting change in your dog's eating or drinking habits is their body telling you that its internal system is out of balance and needs a closer look. A dog's mouth is a tool for exploring, but it's also a tool for self-soothing. When a German Shepherd starts licking or chewing one specific area of their body obsessively, they are trying to fix something. You might see them constantly going after a paw, a spot on their leg, or their flank. This is often brushed off as a bad habit or boredom, but it's almost always a reaction to a bigger problem. Most of the time, this can point to allergies. German Shepherds are prone to both environmental and food allergies that cause intense itching, but the licking can also be a sign of focused pain. A dog with arthritis in their wrist will often lick that area constantly, trying to soothe the deep, aching discomfort. In some serious cases, obsessive licking around their rear end can be a sign of perianal fistulas, a painful inflammatory disease common in German Shepherds. The bottom line is this: your dog isn't just grooming. They are pointing directly to what's bothering them. It's up to you to look closer and get it checked out to prevent raw skin, hot spots, and infections. This is one of the most misunderstood and scary signs. Your loving, gentle German Shepherd, who has never been aggressive, suddenly growls or even snaps when you touch them. Our first reaction might be fear or discipline, but it is critical to understand that a good dog doesn't just go bad for no reason. Sudden, out-of-character aggression is very often a desperate communication of pain or intense fear. Imagine your dog has a sore back from a disc issue. You reach down for an affectionate pat, and it sends a jolt of pain through their body. Their growl isn't a personality change. It's an instinctual reaction that says, "Stop, that hurts." They might snap if you try to touch a sore ear or become grumpy because of the constant, draining discomfort of an illness. Neurological issues can also cause sudden behavioral changes. Before you ever label your dog as aggressive, you must rule out a medical cause. If your dog's temperament changes on a dime, Your very first call should be to your vet, not a trainer. They are using the strongest language they have to tell you something is terribly wrong. German Shepherds are often called Velcro dogs for a reason. They form incredibly strong bonds with their families and want to be in the middle of everything. So, when a dog that normally follows you from room to room suddenly starts hiding under the bed, in a closet, or in a quiet corner, it's a profound behavioral shift. This hiding is a powerful primal instinct. In the wild, a sick or injured animal is vulnerable. Their instinct tells them to withdraw and find a safe, quiet place to die or recover without attracting predators. When your dog does this, they are listening to that same ancient instinct. They feel unwell, vulnerable, and are trying to protect themselves. This can be a sign of both physical pain and overwhelming anxiety. Some dogs also do this near the end of their lives, seeking solitude as their bodies begin to shut down. If your social butterfly of a shepherd suddenly becomes a recluse, they are sending you a very clear message: I'm not okay. All dogs pant when they're hot, excited, or just finished a good run, but the panting we're talking about here is different. This is panting that happens for no obvious reason, even when your dog is resting in a cool room. It might be heavy and loud, or it could be rapid and shallow. This invisible panting is one of the most commonly overlooked signs of pain, stress, and serious disease. Pain from any source, arthritis, an upset stomach. An injury triggers a stress response, which can show up as panting. It's a physical sign of their internal distress. This type of panting is also a key symptom in emergencies. As we talked about, it's a sign of the brutal pain of bloat. It can also point to heart or lung disease, where the body is struggling to get enough oxygen. Look at your dog when they should be relaxed. Are they truly resting, or are they panting? Is their breathing labored? If you notice persistent, unexplained panting, your dog is sending out a distress signal. Their body is working overtime to cope with something, and that's your cue to get veterinary help. It's not a glamorous topic, but keeping an eye on your German Shepherd's bathroom habits is a non-negotiable part of being a responsible owner. Any major change can be the first, and sometimes only, sign of a serious problem. Straining to urinate, having accidents in the house when they're fully trained, or blood in their urine are all urgent signs of a UTI, bladder stones, or kidney issues. On the other end, chronic diarrhea or constipation are clear indicators of digestive distress. As we mentioned, this could be a sign of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, EPI, in German Shepherds, where they can't digest their food properly. Straining to defecate or showing pain could be related to those painful perianal fistulas. Your dog's waste is a direct report on their internal health. Ignoring these signs is like ignoring the check engine light on your car. It's a warning of trouble that will likely only get worse. This is maybe the most heartbreaking sign of all. The spark in your German Shepherd's eyes just seems gone. They lose interest in the things that used to bring them joy. The favorite squeaky toy lies untouched. They no longer jump up to greet you at the door, maybe just offering a tired tail thump from their bed. This loss of interest, this social withdrawal, is a profound sign that something is deeply wrong. This can be a symptom of chronic pain, which is so exhausting that the dog has no energy left for play. It can also be a sign of depression, which can be secondary to a painful physical condition. In older dogs, it might be a symptom of canine cognitive dysfunction, which is similar to Alzheimer's in humans. They might seem confused, lost, or disconnected from you and their home. This change is about more than just a lack of energy. It's a change in their very being. When your dog detaches from the world, it's a silent scream for help. It means their internal struggle has become so overwhelming that they can no longer find joy in life. And that requires immediate, compassionate attention from you and your vet. Our final point isn't as concrete as a limp, but every seasoned dog owner knows it's real. You can see pain in their eyes. A healthy, happy German Shepherd has bright, clear, focused eyes. An animal in pain often has a different look. Their eyes might seem dull, glazed over, or unfocused. You might also notice a pinched or worried expression on their face. Their brow might be furrowed and their ears held back. They may even refuse to make eye contact, looking away as a sign of their distress. This is the subtle, nonverbal language of suffering. This sign requires you to know your dog, to know their normal, happy expression so well that you immediately spot the change. So many owners, looking back after a diagnosis, say, "I knew something was wrong. I could just see it in his eyes." Trust that instinct. It is often the very first sign that your dog's stoic front is beginning to crack. Your German Shepherd is talking to you every single day through their actions, their energy, and even their silence. The signs we've discussed, from a subtle change in their walk to a sudden withdrawal from the family, are not random quirks. They are messages from a loyal friend who relies on you completely. Knowing your dog's daily routine and unique personality is the most powerful tool you have. This isn't meant to replace a trip to the vet, but to empower you with awareness. Trust your gut. You know your dog better than anyone. If you feel like something is off, you're probably right. Have you ever seen one of these signs in your German Shepherd? Please share your story in the comments below. Your experience could be the one thing that helps another owner recognize a problem and save their own dog's life. Thank you for learning how to better listen to your dog. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and go give your shepherd a hug from all of us.